VCR Redux will begin in T-5 minutes.
What the fart is VCR Redux?
It's the show where we take movies from the VCR era and bring them back to today.
Well, how do we do that?
Well, we start by talking about a VHS classic, and usually you'll say something like,
I haven't been this uncomfortable since I watched Meatballs 4, Meatballs to the Rescue with my parents. Oh yeah, or you'll say something stupid like,
I wish we lived in a world where the Garbage Pail Kids made as many movies as the Muppets.
but I know you'll always see it through with a positive attitude.
I hate this movie, I hate being here, I hate all of this. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go for this.
He was in Son of Mask. This is genius.
I am not a gamer. I'd rather read books. I'm just
Ian's like the old lady that's like, I got video game monsters, I got movie monsters in here.
As long as we respect the passion and the artistry that went into these films.
You know, obviously they took this movie, it's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim, we want a lot of death, we want tits and ass.
Oh, and then we start the pitch ideas with modern day sequels like
Weekend at Bernie's 3, Cocaine Mountain.
Sometimes we take it kind of seriously.
I'll watch a Paul Verhoeven alien movie.
Oh my gosh, that alien will have more vaginas than anything you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes this Hawaiian shirted fool will pitch something stupid like,
I would take out the virtual reality stuff and just have it be about Jeff Fahey mowing the lawn.
Sometimes the best pitches come from the live chat.
Alex Bonafonte also pitches Grand Theft Starfighter Vice Galaxy.
wait, I thought I had the best pitches.
And what happens at the end of the movie? The ultimate fart. The fart that the warmth goes like all the way down to your socks.
The only rules are, there are no rules. Sometimes we cross over franchises.
Only the truck from Tango and Cash can kill Christine.
And sometimes we travel back in time.
Like 1995 is missing a good Universal Soldier sequel.
But you never know what we're gonna pitch next.
What do you want? Do you want Daniel Stern behind like a muzzled mask? Like,
We all know it should be Pesci behind the mask, and like underneath the mask, you should hear him going like fritter, 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 fritter.
you are so proud of yourself for that one. I can't stand you.
I would also love to see a Charles Bronson version of It's a Wonderful Life.
What?
Direct to DVD.
If you made a shot-for-shot remake of Scarface with Goofy as Al Pacino, it would be amazing.
Oh my God.
Doris, you need me to be the bad guy.
It's like the worst 1987 Disney movie Disney's ever made. Schlongo, directed by Jim Wynorski.
Like, I would watch a whole bowl of that.
Do the John Holmes story. Add a comedy spin to it.
Wow, the Wonderland murders are so funny.
I'd watch it on my mobile.
Something happens and he goes into a coma. He gets like, hit by a car or something. I know this is dark, but like, bear with me. He's got to go on.
Did you just go like Hard to Kill with Ferris Bueller?
I'd watch it on my iPad.
If you want to just like throw in the kitchen sink, it all works. Like Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop, like if that works. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator, that works.
Alien versus Predator versus Ernest, that works.
That works.
I respect everything you just said. I need David Silver and Terry Silver and the Sloan family all learning the Quicksilver, but they're doing it in Breakin' 3 Hydraulic Boogaloo. And it's underwater. It's gonna be incredible. Eat your fucking shit out, James Cameron. I got the underwater movie you can't touch.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington.
My ass would be in the theater tomorrow.
If Harley Quinn gets 7 movies, then Tank Girl should get at least 70.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I mean, why should we even bother with Look Who's Talking when Air Bud is soaring to new highs?
All I know is I want Danny McBride.
I'd want him doing anything other than writing Halloween movies, honestly. Anything that keeps him away from that fucking job, I'm for it.
Just let him talk out of his butt. I don't care how he does it.
I'd rather not.
Austin Powers doing the Macarena.
That would be the opening credits. Come on.
But we have not yet had Die Hard on a half pipe. What if John McClane Jr. was a pro skateboarder and also an avid machine gun enthusiast? Skate or Die Hard.
a nap before this.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to the 225th episode of VCR Redux. We take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2026. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most complaints, film professor Ian Klink.
How you doing, everybody?
And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the third leg of our VCR tripod himself, Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is back on the show.
Okay.
What's up, everyone?
And rounding out this righteous crew, the VCR's favorite champion of Street Fighter II Pop Punk Edition, Steven Zangief Anderson is back on the show.
Hello, hi.
We are here to go totally insane, to sing a Christy Swan song, and to slam evil, according to the poster. That's right, folks. This world needs the Phantom 2, and we're here to give it to you. But before Ian slams a gas station hooker, we got a dish on how the Phantom came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes double for you at home and everyone watching the live chat. Was it Love at First Laserdisc? Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how the Phantom came into your lives. But Steve, when
Chris.
did you first get phantomed?
Oh, Chris, I couldn't tell you that with a gun to my head, but
That's okay. I can tell you because I was there. It was
Really?
It was the summer of
That
1996.
seems like an answer everybody's gonna have
for this movie, yeah, sure.
Out
You know what
in-
though? I before we go into that, or actually, if you want to continue, Chris, when did we see
No,
this?
it's okay.
Okay.
We saw this. I think opening weekend. We saw this promptly in June, early June of '96. This was
Wow.
Lake Zurich Theaters. This was this was my folks. Yeah, and this was
Wow, no, that makes sense. So
my dad was probably a fan. He loved all those weird, like The Shadow, Rocketeer,
sure.
Dick Tracy, 40s joints, coming back around.
I was thinking of this earlier. I wanted to preface this whole thing with saying to maybe some of our younger listeners, viewers out there that might not know this. There was a time in the 90s where we were actually starved, fucking starving for content like the superhero content. I'll put it this way. I remember watching in real time Lois and Clark weekly. Just to see if maybe there'd be like a shred of super. And I know that sounds crazy nowadays to hear, like you're either empathizing or
we were
or-
actually waiting to
True.
listen to Dean Cain.
yeah,
we
right,
were that is how fucking thirsty we were. Now I'd like to preface this by saying that I was actually never that thirsty because I was still quenched thoroughly off of the masterpiece that was Superboy. So I never wasted my time with Lois and Clark. I had all 3 seasons and 2 actors of Superboy, and that's how I discovered Bizarro, and that's like a whole different rabbit hole, a whole different episode.
This is
I'd love to
what I'm
talk.
talking about, though. Like these
Yeah.
movies would come out, and I remember eating this up, being like, "Yeah, fuck
Dude,
yeah."
I mean, I will say though, I ate The Flash with John Wesley
Flash.
Shipp. I was like, dude, I was so into The Flash. Like,
I
yeah, there
love
was.
the Flash.
Here's a really deep cut for you. Just, I'll get off this. Whatever. I remember me and a buddy of mine. There was a Fox, I think it was Fox, TV movie of the X-Men that came out in the early '90s, not featuring a single X-Men that you'd be able to point out, mind you, not a single one. There was no X-Men that you would know. It's just random students who might have powers that went to the school, maybe. And it was like an hour-long thing, and the two of us got together. It was like a sleepover night, like taped it so we could watch it again and again. And it was the most disappointing dreck. I mean, they had all the special effects budget of like, an episode of Alex Mack. Like in
This
this
must
thing,
have
like,
been this must have been to you what like Revenge of the Nerds 3 The Next Generation was to me. Like
Probably,
I was so fucking into that.
I'm so into it still.
Honestly, like
I'm
I'll take it
team
over.
fake Gilbert. I'm team there.
Oh, you sick man. You take the worst part out of this weird fucking thing and like you celebrate it. You love to torture people with
It's a
fake Gilbert.
molded fake Gilbert. Like they don't even try to hide it. It's just flat out. He has a bullet. It's amazing.
I hope we find fake Gilbert out there somewhere and get him on this show for
Please.
you.
Open.
I hope we can do that for like an Ian birthday episode or somewhere out there. Fake Gilbert, I know you're watching. So this is way off the rails. Mickey, when did you get phantomed?
This was HBO. And it's funny because I'm sitting here going so I rewatched it today and I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't remember a fucking thing about this.
Yeah, right.
Until they get to New York. Until they get to New York. When they get to New York, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I remember watching this. So somewhere in my memory, I'm thinking to myself, like, did I really watch this whole thing? Or did I come in during the New York parts? As soon as he got to New York, I came in on HBO, it was on, and I continued to watch it from there on because I have no memory of the first half of this. I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck?
Ditto,
There's
dude.
there's a wolf.
100%.
There's
I
a
love
wolf.
that.
Like,
There's been,
it's
I've been
whack.
watching
I
a
love
lot
that
of stuff.
somehow-
Sorry, I was just gonna say I've been watching a lot of stuff lately about these like movies, these like 80s and 90s, early 2000 movies that we all kind of watched, but like a lot of us don't remember anything about it. And it's fascinating because The Phantom is kind of one of those movies. Ruthless People, like everybody saw Ruthless People.
Oh, I love
Sure.
Ruthless
Well, I
People.
know-
Can
I know
we
we're the
do
wrong
a Ruthless
crowd.
People episode, please?
But there's
Oh.
there's like a lot of people that watch Ruthless People, and if you
I guess- and
watch
I have
it
to
today,
say-
they're like, I don't remember this movie at all.
I can
Okay.
see that. I can see that
All
100%.
right, that's a crime. So we need to do a Ruthless People episode number 1. Number 2, I cannot legally let Ruthless People get mentioned without saying that Ruthless People is the most pitch perfect example of Memphis design on film in the history of film, of the moving image. If you want to know what Memphis design is, what makes the 80s, look at Ruthless People, look at Bette Midler and Dan DeVito's house. Everything in that house is Memphis design, and it's fucking beautiful. It breaks the rules, and it's probably making Ian have a rash right now that I'm talking about such like a renegade, rogue, freeform art movement.
Talk about off the rails.
I like Memphis design. But
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like,
Talk about off
literally,
the
like-
rails. Memphis design, folks.
But if you ask people about the Phantom, I think all of us saw it. But
Yeah.
ask us to name one thing about it. Probably the only thing anybody remembers is Billy Zane.
Ian, in the beginning of this, when he
About it.
comes out of a cave in a jungle on a horse, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I was like,
the
"This
same
I have
thing.
no idea what I'm looking at right now."
And then when Catherine Zeta-Jones, who I love, like the reveal of Catherine Zeta-Jones, I'm like, whoa, she was in this movie too. I'm like, I have completely forgot that she was in this movie, and I
Until
love me
you
some Catherine
just said it,
Zeta-Jones.
I didn't remember she was in this movie.
There you go.
Oh,
So
God,
yeah, I mean, well, at the time when you saw her in this, you had no idea who Catherine Zeta-Jones was.
No.
She had
Right.
not.
No.
She had not done an Entrapment, the Ass Lasers movie yet. So
she had not
was
done From Dusk Till Dawn. No, that's
She's
not.
been fully dug in.
yeah.
movie. I've never heard a better sentence to describe the movie
No
we
Zorro.
all remember.
That movie should have
Zorro,
been
that's what I
other
was-
titled.
than that from Entrapment. The
That
Sean
movie
Connery
should have just
ass
straight up been
laser
called
movie.
Ass Lasers. It would have been honest, and I would have respected it more. And that sounds like a more fun movie than Entrapment with.
I mean,
Sean
it was
Connery.
it was practically the cover.
So this is like,
Yeah.
I mean, the Phantom's kind of missing some Sean Connery, honestly. That's all. Although there is some shared
No,
DNA with Last Crusade.
so,
in this
I mean,
movie.
I rewatched it and everything else, and all I could think of is like, well, you know what, and this may get me, this might be a hot take, but I fucking hate Indiana Jones and all the movies and stuff like that. So this just reminds me of like an Indiana Jones movie, like the only one of these like kind of like jungle mystery, like go seek a
Hates
soul.
Indiana Jones. That's crazy.
Go seek a skull in a mountain or
Belloc
something like
over
that.
here.
Is
Yeah,
Tomb
Belloc,
Raider. The Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider is the
Well,
only
that's
movie that I
directly
that I
Indiana
like.
Jones ripoff.
Oh my god.
Well,
He
you're
hates Indiana Jones. He loves Tomb Raider. His favorite Batman is Val Kilmer. And he prefers Alien 3 to Aliens, folks.
you are a
He
sick
is-
man.
Not Alien 3.
Yeah, people
Alien
say
2.
I'm
I
the
do like-
villain of this show.
Don't like Alien 3. at all.
Oh, it's not Alien 3? Did I mix that up?
Do not- I
Who
don't like
likes
Alien
Alien
3 at
3? Is that you, Ian? You
I
sick
love
bastard?
Alien 3.
Oh, yeah,
Mm.
there you go. Pretentious Fincher
Oh, I'm
fan
back to
right
being the
there.
villain. God,
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, you know what?
Let's,
All is
Well,
right.
Yeah, if it's got the Fincher name, you have to suck it
let
off.
Mickey
right?
had the
That's-
mantle for a few minutes there.
All right, well, get heroic then. When did you get Phantom? What Iowa?
This was an HBO, and I remember HBO really wanted me to like this movie. What I remember
It
the
was
most
on all the
about Phantom-
time.
This movie was on so many freaking times to the point where I think that's why I kind of don't remember a lot of it, is because it was on so much that I'm like, God dang it, the Phantom again? Well, I'll check back in 2 hours. Let me go play with my action figures. Like,
Yeah.
That's so well
that's
put.
fair.
You know, the Phantom, it's like there's the two sides of 1996. There's like the A side of 1996 and the B side of 1996. The A side of 1996 is like Twister and Independence Day. The B side of 1996
and
is like the
Congo.
Phantom and Powder.
And Congo.
And
In
Congo.
Congo.
Congo's 95. Get it together, man.
Well, I'd rather have watched Congo for the 170th time instead of watching the Phantom again. After
Well, we can't fucking talk about a weird
I
mid
agree.
'90s joint without talking about
That's
Congo,
right, but
I guess.
but
so.
I do. I mean, but it's like I said earlier. I remember
It's the only jungle movie I want to watch is Congo.
Speaking of my time in Vietnam, like
Amy gumdrop drink. But I remember like HBO really wanted me to like this, and I'm kind of with Steve. Like, I did enjoy like The Shadow. I did love, there was this.
You're alone with that. Steve didn't like The Shadow.
Well,
I'll bet you.
Friend out
But
there.
it was like
No,
Dick
I'll
Tracy,
bet you I did then. Like,
But it was
again,
because
like,
of like Dick Tracy, and I
Oh,
did.
horrible.
There was this surge, and I don't think people talk about it a lot, but I will give Phantom credit for being kind of in this crowd of probably after the Dick Tracy came out, and the event, how do I describe it? Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but like radio kind of came back, like old nostalgic radio show thing kind of came back in the early 90s. Like your library had all of, Fibber McGee, and they had all of the Shoot Us with James Stewart. Like, they had all these old radio shows.
You must have been the only one.
Well, I mean,
perusing that
I
section.
remember that.
I didn't know.
That was like a big thing.
They
But,
had
like,
Glub Shido and the Great Works.
you know what?
But like, there was this like resurgence of the old radio stuff, and like Dick
You know what I
Tracy
think?
and the old comic book strips.
Yeah, you know what I think a lot of that
Yeah,
feels like is that
totally.
these are all movies made. Now you take like this, The Shadow, The Rocketeer, Dick Tracy. These
Yeah, the
are all
Rocketeer. Yeah.
These are all movies made in the '80s that take place in the '20s.
Yeah, that was a
The
huge
90s, but yes, yeah.
90. I'm sorry, that were made in the '90s that take place in the '20s. Yeah, '20s, '30s. Whatever. Like that.
20s, 30s, 40s. So
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier too. To piggyback on what you're both saying, I think that I look at all these movies that we're talking about: Rocketeer, Shadow, Dick Tracy, Phantom. I look at them as like studio executives looking at the success of Batman and thinking like, well, the reason that was because he put 1940s-ish in the movie. Let's do 1940s-ish. That's what the kids want.
Yeah.
They want to be in the 1940s.
Well,
And,
that these were originally
Dick Tracy
written.
comes out and underperforms. The Rocketeer comes out and underperforms.
They
all
all
these movies, they all fucking Under the Shadow. It was a bomb. But they just like stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Even when the Green Hornet got made too, you're like, what?
Yeah, right. That's
Oh
years-
yeah, later, yeah.
So
They
late
were
to the
trying- I
party.
remember they tried.
They
to
were,
make-
they were. I mean, have they stopped making '90s movies even yet? I feel like so much of the 2000s was just like
Yeah.
shit that like left over, like Starsky and Hutch type movies that like the
Yeah.
'90s movies, whether or not
They
know
switched
it.
from comics and then went over to old sitcoms that they've tried to revive.
Oh yeah, but
With
I do
some
give the
degree
Phantom-
of-
but I
I
give the
mean-
Phantom credit. It did. Steve's right. It did come into this world where, as much as I don't remember the stuff I do remember, it's kind of like you were 5 years too early. You were 5 years too early for the the Spider-Man, early 2000s comic book boom that we got from like Superman or from Spider-Man 1 to kind of like the Dark Knight. I mean,
And you're also 5 years too late to properly ride Batman's coattails the way that you want to. So you're right at the worst time.
The Phantom was kind of left in the jungles. I mean, it really So I
Literally.
give it credit for for
fun's
being
intended.
what it was and what it was trying to do. I don't think Billy Zane was who the movie.
fucking dumb.
I don't think Billy
He's
Zane
fucking
is who the
dumb.
movie needed to make it work.
Also, like
appreciate-
think about this. Like the like so much of what's going on in a movie is like you're kind of like your 90s sense can't wrap yourself around it because you're sitting there like
Yeah.
it's
Sorry,
just like so old and so old timey and like you're supposed to like so he's like Batman because he doesn't have like superpowers, but he's got guns.
Right. I was saying
And
this to Chris earlier. Like none of this tracks. Like he lives in the jungle and he's like some kind of
he can talk to wolves and animals.
He can talk, sort of, not really. I mean, my favorite part of this movie, real quick, is when he tells his dog to go tell his horse that he's got to go catch up with the plane. That's my favorite part of the movie. Is the dog? He goes to the dog and he's like, and the dog runs out and talks to the fucking horse, which then goes, all right, and then takes off and catches him at the plane, and that's great.
There's some good dog acting, there's some good horse acting.
Oh, some good horse acting, good dog acting.
Yeah,
I always appreciate that.
It's a wolf.
But you're right. It's so mixed because he doesn't look like he should be there. It doesn't make any sense. His backstory and lore is very convoluted, and they don't really express it well in this movie.
You find out later. It was
like that's a big reveal, but like I never thought he was immortal anyway. It
took me a long time to figure out, like when the guy says like I killed the Phantom. It was only till the last half that you got the fact that there was other phantoms.
Right. Well, because Nikki, a lie is not a twist. Yeah. In the beginning of this movie, they tell us that the Phantom is an immortal person who got this, who was given this thing that makes him immortal. And then at the end of the movie, he goes, "Nope, that was my dad. And now I'm the Phantom." And it's like that's not a twist that you lied to us. And then it was just confusing through the rest of the movie when everyone keeps saying I killed the Phantom.
Yeah. So the dude's like, I killed the Phantom. He's like, join the club. I killed the Phantom too. A lot of us have. I'm sitting there going like, how many fucking Phantoms are there?
So I gotta say though,
There's
sins reduced.
Phantoms.
Sins reduced for me by the appearance of Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa, who was incredible as Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. And I know there's got to be some sins reduced for Ian by the appearance of Treat Williams. We finally smoked the Treat Williams joint on this show, Ian.
I do love me a Treat Williams.
Pumped are you, sir? He's hamming it up in this. This movie worked. I was freshly 12 years old, and this totally worked on me. I was still like, wide-eyed for Christy Swanson, and I was a big enough Billy Zane fan from honestly probably mostly the Brotherhood of Justice of all things.
Christy Swanson is terrible in this movie.
Yes. In hindsight, this is not. I mean, I don't know what's going on with a lot of this. Even James Remar is not in like full form in this. Great Casey Shamashko.
There's so much funny thing. I mean, even like Catherine Zeta-Jones says it, like before she does the reveal, and she literally goes on the plane to look for like Christy Swanson, and she they hijacked the plane, and then she asked for the person, like she asked for Christy Swanson's character, and she immediately just steps up. She's like, and Catherine Zeta-Jones is like, so fast, and I'm sitting there going the same thing. I'm like, yeah. The fuck, man? There's like 10 other people there. At least give it some time here.
At least,
this movie.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so I was gonna say Catherine Zeta-Jones at least, and the gentleman playing the main antagonist, Chris.
Treat Williams.
Treat Williams. Thank you. Okay. The two of them are at least chewing scenery and trying. They know what movie they're in. But Christy Swanson and Billy Zane's fine in this. He's fine. He's aggressively fine.
And then
he's your neighborhood pizza place that you didn't want, but your parents ordered anyway, and you still ate the pizza. Yes.
Yeah. That's perfect. Well put. Very well put. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see something right out of your nightmares? Did you guys ever see the toy line for this?
The toy line, yeah.
Please.
He was talking about that.
This is who they want to play with.
Really?
I was just saying, there's a toy with him. There's a toy with him on the fucking horse.
Really?
That's nightmarish. Like,
that's awesome. That's such cheap shit. I love it.
Okay, so
yeah, exactly. He's on the
so
horse.
while Ian plays with his toys, I'm gonna go to the live chat. Let's see who tuned in.
But I remember I don't even remember them promoting the toys. Like I don't remember a commercial for the toy line.
No, it was
that's how much they didn't believe in the movie. But but Batman Forever toys.
Oh my God!
Stop seeing those commercials. Like they were all.
That's why you saw it on HBO all the time, because HBO had buyer's remorse. So they're like, we gotta get some fucking play
something out of this.
So let's see who tuned in tonight. We got Angie Saunders, the Mashup Genius, Oscar Toronto, the Statue, Monica Thyman, our favorite Swede from across the pond, Rand, our favorite Canadian from up north, Whiskey 41, the great Alex Bonafonte, Mikey Riffraff, the other Mashup Genius, Caitlin Altman, America's next top model, Gold's Code, the great Sean Gold himself, and Michael Ricci, our favorite location scout. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Special shout out to our buddy Dustin Nino of Retrofiend Radio, who's celebrating his birthday today. It's probably why
happy birthday, man.
Yes. If you're not watching Retrofiend Radio, you're missing the finest canon and martial arts docs on the internet. So let's see what we're talking about today. Rand says, first time I got Phantom was when I went to see at a new movie theater in Charlestown, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Hit BK, got the skull ring too. Wish I hadn't. So maybe it was BK. Maybe it was maybe there was a Burger King
BK.
Joint. I guess
I
there
could
was a Burger
remember.
King joint.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember there was like a fast food tie-in with the fucking movie or something.
Burger
like
King
that.
was pretty legit in their tie-ins.
Yeah, dude.
So Monica Thyman saying, I loved the Phantom growing up. I bought the comic every month with money I earned walking dogs. I saw this movie today with Oscar and I loved it. That is so adorable. I know the Phantom comic. A little trivia for you folks. Phantom as a comic book predates Superman and Batman, so I could see why they felt the need to like bring this guy back out in the 90s before it was completely forgotten. And there were serials and Ian would find the name changes and the rights like fascinating as like they made some Phantom movies and they had to change the name and reshoot scenes when they lost the rights like way back in the day.
I mean, I have seen the serial from the from the 30s.
Like, it's probably like New Republic era or something.
I did talk about I have a superhero
RKO
class that I teach every year, and I talk about serials.
I want to take that class.
Oh, it's great. I actually really enjoy the class. And I find every year I find something new that I learn of like comic book lore and stuff like that. And like the serials from like the 40s, the 30s and 40s, like the Phantom and Batman and all the like the Flash Gordon, like they're the precursors to TV. Like I think if they had made a TV show of the Phantom in the 50s, I do think you would have had more of a fan base for this movie. Like you had the Lone Ranger, like you had Flash Gordon, like if you'd done a TV show.
That didn't help the Lone Ranger movie.
Lone Ranger. I put Lone Ranger on the Robin Hood Peter Pan list of Let It Die. Like
I loved like I'm older than you guys, and I remember the fucking Lone Ranger show, and I loved it, and I had the Lone Ranger figure with fucking Tonto and the horse and everything.
That Lone Ranger movie though was in the 20.
The Johnny Depp and
that was the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah,
it was 2018, 2019. Like that's super recent. Yeah,
but
I liked at the time. I liked Hammer as Lone Ranger, but
I was nostalgic.
Time has changed on perspectives. But
I gave it a shot. It's
tough to see to watch him and things now. Yeah.
Did you get a bad?
You gave the movie a shot, Mickey?
I know what you were gonna say.
Yeah.
Just
you have a bad taste in your mouth or something.
There it was.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't fucking help it. Thank you. Yeah, it's always.
But I do think there would have been more of a buy-in for the Phantom if there had been like my dad remembering that show from when he was 5, going like, oh yeah, the Phantom, yeah, let's go see that.
So interestingly enough, the film didn't. I don't think it was a terrible flop. It definitely didn't. It definitely underperformed what they wanted it to start a trilogy and all this shit. That wasn't fucking happening. But it did do quite well on video. It's just like one of those like I don't need to leave the house to see it, but I'll see it, kind of thing. A lot of dads rented
direct
this, I
to
guess.
DVD.
I think maybe part of the problem with this movie would be that like Batman and some of these other Dick Tracy or whatever. I think you have an understanding of the lore and the background and the whatever enough coming into it where you can pretty much piece it together right out of the gate. This obviously, if you don't know, it seems insane right out like from the go. Like it doesn't track, it doesn't make sense. The story that they chose to go with doesn't make sense. Like you have your MacGuffins, your skulls. This movie is essentially about venture capital, this businessman high up in some kind of shady organization who's trying to piece together finding these 3 skulls that will give him the ultimate power, which winds up just being a laser beam that he uses once to essentially does the same thing like a gun would do. He could basically just use the gun and kill this man, but he uses the 3 skulls. That's all we get out of this, and the Phantom's just trying to stop him.
It's a J.J. Abrams Sith Wayfinder search for sure.
Sure.
Not a good
Then
way.
you find out that there's 4 skulls.
Right.
Oh my
which ultimately means nothing. Again, it's not a twist. It's just a lie.
This might be more pitch, but I think the Phantom would have been an amazing WGN 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right after Xena Warrior Princess TV show.
Sure, that would have been better. That would have been better.
Well, but
I
you
don't
know, but you know what I mean. Like
How
it
dare you leave a
fits.
bad taste in my mouth? Xena Warrior Princess was a great show. Don't give me the Phantom after that.
But you know what? Okay, hear me out. You all know what I'm talking about,
WGN.
Oh, but you know what I'm talking about, or
It's on WB.
WB. Like this is a
It's on
great WB show in like 90.
WGN Chicago, isn't that? Isn't WGN Chicago?
Yeah.
It's the world's greatest
like,
network, and
shows,
it
how many
has a
shows
far
do we
reach.
have?
It's the original Superstation.
Chris, the one with Jerry O'Connell and
My Secret Identity.
That's the
No,
one.
she's
Yeah, it's
talking
like,
about
this is a perfect
Out
example
of This World or Slide. I thought you were about Sliders for a
It's
second.
My Secret Identity.
Well, Sliders is a good example, but this, I think this would have worked better as a TV show, built in an audience. You know, each week the Phantom appears at the end of each episode. You know, kind of. I mean, it fits, and put Bruce Campbell as.
Well,
the
yeah,
Phantom.
they originally,
Yes.
they originally were
Boom,
going to do
there
this
I
with
am,
Bruce Campbell.
you know.
I would like this
And-
movie a whole lot more if it was Bruce Campbell, regardless of what.
Sam Raimi
We're
could
gonna have
had
a lot
few
more comedy.
episodes.
I can
Yeah,
understand that. It
absolutely.
would
Which
have
it
had,
could
I
have
think,
been.
a little bit
the Phantom
more of,
could have been more funny than taken seriously with that
yeah,
kind of
a
Jack
little bit of the
Ball
tick. You know, you throw that Bruce Campbell. You know,
Yeah,
I think you
yeah.
could have had a little.
That
bit
could
of
make the
that.
zany backstory feel a little less out of place, as it does here.
They took this movie way too seriously for us.
Yeah. Well, it's like again,
So-
it falls in the same range as like The Shadow and The Rocketeer or
Took
whatever.
way
Those are
too
very,
serious, yeah.
very serious movies for what they are.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do want to take the live chat seriously and get back there real quick. Whiskey 41 saying we got the full A team tonight. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Gold's Code. I first saw the movie
You're
on
welcome.
Cinemax in '96. It was on every day that summer. Wasn't that good then? Probably isn't now. Oscar Toronzo didn't see the movie before. For a 1996 movie, it looked very convincingly and authentic, like a 1940s film, which didn't catch my attention being a 90s kid back then. Saw it today and loved it. So that proves my point that like kids in the 90s were not like, you know, we were not like dying to go back in time 50 years. We did not, you know, like,
No,
we're
it was
like,
just all these
yes,
directors
like
at
see,
the
40s steampunk. Oh, I love it.
As an adult now, I see Batman 89 as the 40s Batman. I didn't as a kid.
Me neither.
You know,
No,
so
exactly
I wasn't
not,
catching.
no.
I wasn't catching that.
Tim
No, that was
Burton.
way over our heads. Yeah.
Tim
Yeah,
Burton's
I catch it
weirdly
now.
timeless in his movies. He meshes these time periods together that feel like a weird amalgamation of like just like his own specific look and like, you know,
Yeah.
style, and it doesn't really reflect a
Wow.
specific time as much as, you know, these very much did.
There's,
But Mickey.
yeah.
Like the Shadow did the same
No,
thing. It's
you know,
like
great.
the Shadow and Dick Tracy are clearly reaching back to that time period, whereas
Yeah.
Batman did better at like hiding it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Batman was interesting because you'd still have like some like acid wash jeans in the background somewhere, you know, or like a hairsprayed mullet or like a leather jacket on some of the Joker guys or whatever. You'd have these little
Yeah.
things that like
Basically,
would let
Michael
you know.
Keaton is the 90s, where the rest of the movie is in the 40s.
Yeah, this,
Yeah, you know, the Joker is a little, yeah, I mean, a little
little
bit
more
a little bit of
80s.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
So getting back to the live chat, Oscar Toronzo, oh, sorry, no, I got that one. Gold's Code, stop picking random movies, and VCR Redux Camp Nowhere and Heavyweights. VCR
I
Redux
just said this
Angus.
to Chris last week. I was like, Camp Nowhere and Heavyweights, right? We got to figure that out.
I want to do a whole summer camp fest this summer. It will include Camp Nowhere, it will include Heavyweights, it will certainly include Wet Hot American Summer, and likely Sleepaway Camp, because I think those are
Far out.
pretty much
do all
the
four of
Mount
those.
Rushmore of camp films.
Sleepaway
but-
Camp. Talk about a phantom.
Ooh, the Phantom, yeah. It's quite a menace lurking under the sheets there. Michael Ricci, our favorite location Scott. Klink looks like he's trapped in Congo like a Superman villain in Glass. I really want to VCR Redux Clue more than anything. So that would be fun. I am dying to do Clue.
Ooh, that's good.
There was a
Yeah, for
documentary
sure.
recently on it.
Yeah.
There, you know, there's so much to talk about with Clue. Ian's done the play, so I think that's definitely in the works. We'll do Clue 2, Electric Boogaloo. And it is pitch time. So there are pitches in the live chat.
Why does that's the first time that actually works?
The first time ever. So it is pitch time, folks. What do you want to see? What don't you want to see in the Phantom? I know it's a little ridiculous.
Well,
Bringing
did you
back the
see
Phantom.
that like they remade this, or they?
Yeah, there was like
tried
a Blade TV series.
It's a
version
weird,
of this.
like it's not but it's like they didn't have all the rights. It's like they had their own like.
Really?
Did you guys see that?
I've heard. Yeah,
No.
I
It's
saw
like
a
they
little bit
didn't
of
have
it, you
all
know.
the rights to the Phantom, but because this one comic book was in public domain and like literally like not all the Phantom, but like one comic book is in public domain.
It is
They
a
were able
mess.
to make their own version of that comic book, but it's Paramount still owns the rights, and it's this weird amalgamation of like
Wow.
AI.
I just
It's a weird sequel.
It makes
Like,
Never Say Never Again look like a clean release.
yeah.
If-
Yeah. So it came out not too long ago too. Like it wasn't. I don't
I'm
know.
sure it was great.
Somebody in our
Yeah.
chat, please let me know. But
maybe that's why I missed it.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds
well, we
great.
missed it.
really.
Well, I
Yeah.
missed it because it's the Phantom. I was like,
Yeah.
you're
Well,
trying to get me to like this.
I'm
again?"
sure they weren't having you be the pitch or hype man for that project.
They definitely were.
Because
Well-
I generally feel like I want to watch this after
This
hearing
poor
you.
person had to go in front of a group of 40-year-old guys and be like, all right, guys, a remake of The Phantom.
We'll just call it Phantom.
But
We'll
not
just call
not
it Phantom.
not all of it.
Yeah, not all of it.
No, not most of it.
Pa-
know.
Paramount owns the. We'll just call it Phantom.
Phantom.
No more. No dog. No horse. No purple.
But there is a jungle.
So
Those public domain.
I thought about this long and hard today, while I was in the shower. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what would be great for a part 2 is if he got the hamburger, he got the Fry Guys, and they went on an adventure together because he's after all he is Grimace.
Right. So
And they finally get the McDonald's play.
They go to
back in
Happy
the
Land.
toys. Okay.
They find McDonald Land and Ronald's there and everything else like that. He can
This
call a
is
wolf.
strong enough
He can call a
villain,
wolf
you
if he
know.
wants.
you can bring the dog, the wolf dog.
Yeah.
mean,
you've seen the memes or the little
If the horse like comes out of the ball pit, like he's been hiding under the
Yeah,
balls,
some
like
scary
and ready to
shit.
spring into action, then I'm in.
That's the thing. That like the golden skulls that they're trying to find is
Under the golden
fucking
arches.
Ronald McDonald's head.
They
or
were
like,
under the golden arches the whole time.
the golden arches, yeah. They're
I'm
trying to
in.
get there.
Take my
I mean,
money.
I mean,
really
like, come on, and then,
I
then
I
you have
think
the
they
Happy
missed-
Meal toy, like the toy tie-in. You go to the Grimace is the Phantom. Oh shit, Grimace is the Phantom. Like that's
Listen,
what you were
I think-
trying to do. That's
I
what
think
you were trying to do in
Paramount-
'96. Great.
I think Paramount missed their opportunity. Like, let's say if Paramount or circa 2011 decided to redo the Phantom, like at the height of because let's be honest, we're at the downside of Marvel. Like we are literally like the superhero movie is
it's
going
coming
down.
back. It's coming back.
It's not coming back. Doomsday is
It's
going to do
coming back.
good, but it's not going to reinvigorate this superhero thing at the box.
I think Ian is actually probably right. That
Yeah,
right
it's
now
never
we're-
gonna be. It's never gonna be what it was. Nor
Yeah,
do I
it-
think
it's-
maybe it
it's
should have
these
been
kids-
what it was.
The
at
kids
its
who
height.
grew up on it are they're too old now. It's had its time. Again, Doomsday will make 500 million plus. Quote me on that.
Oh,
It'll
easy.
do,
Yeah.
it'll do what it's supposed to do. But will it reinvigorate the box office? Are we going to get more Iron Man, Captain? No, it's on its out.
It's gonna be like a Spider-Man No Way Home kind of situation where it'll hit its $1 billion mark that it needs to hit to be like a mega, whatever. I think you're right. But I don't think it's gonna help the movies that come like Doomsday and Secret Wars will do big business, but I don't think like Captain America 5 is then gonna do big, or Thor 6
I
or
don't.
like whatever.
Yeah, that's so like
comes
I think they
after,
missed their opportunity in like 2010, 2011 to do a proper Phantom movie with like a big star at that time. Which what?
Stop trying to make Phantom a thing.
Well, it's like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I can see a version with like, you know, who plays Thor? Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Hemsworth?
Instead of
As the
doing like
Phantom?
instead of doing the whale movie, he did the Phantom. I think it would have been a success.
Sure.
I mean,
going back to
okay.
the Marvel thing, I would like to, the only way that I'm going back to see any of these guys is if you do a schlock like universe with all these, get these Rocketeer, get the Phantom, get the Shadow, get the Green Hornet, get Dick Tracy, and make a
That's
schlocky,
kind of a cool idea.
That
a schlocky
actually,
movie where all, you'd see that, right?
You would get me to watch it as long as Captain Zeta-Jones was in there. But I'm like, you would get me to watch it because I'm like, I gotta see.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like that
You have
car
Madonna
accident.
and Jennifer Connelly too.
You get that car accident on the side of the road where you don't want to look, but you're like, I gotta look. You know. So
Okay, let's do
that would be
live.
that.
Let's mix a little live action hero in here. Our last action hero.
Last action hero.
Live action.
And you get a kid who's listening to the radio in the 1930s.
Oh,
all these guys
Live
come
action.
through and they're
all
villains.
of his
and,
superhero, like his radio heroes, come out of the actual radio. So you literally get, and just for fun, you throw in a Fibber McGee.
Well, that kid would be old.
You throw in an Amos and Andy. You throw but like
it's a period movie.
It's a period movie.
It'd be
but
Benjamin Button.
But if let's really go for it. You get a period movie in the vein of like Sin City period movie.
Okay.
Like where you're setting this in a comic book 30s. Like Frank Miller did this 1930s where this kid is listening to
the Watchmen 80s.
He's listening to his radio and there's really like a mafia syndicate that killed his dad or something. Okay. Right? And this kid has this magic phantom decoder ring and he's like really wishing like they could save his dad. Oh, this is good. Somebody pitched this in 1995 and got $6 million just for this pitch, you guys. And so he's got his decoder ring and his dad, he's like,
oh, there's got to be a decoder ring. Yeah.
And he's crying and the tear hits the phantom decoder ring.
Oh, you fucking sick son of a bitch.
I
was with you. I was almost along for this ride until the tear.
No, I'm still here. For
Steve's still here. That's all I need. Steve's in it. Forgive you, Chris.
Continue,
but
this coming from the man that pitched that Phantom show remake that had like nothing to do with the Phantom, but somehow is appealing now. But go ahead.
But you know what I mean? But and literally we get this. The Phantom actually, the radio hero becomes the superhero for this kid.
Sure.
And I don't know where it goes from there, but that's a good first act.
Goes to Congo.
Right. Yeah.
You should go to Congo. Yeah. So you should have the jungle in there somehow.
No.
Or
the kid gets sucked in. The kid gets sucked into
this world
the radio
of all
drama.
Yeah. He gets sucked into the radio.
And Chris will like this part. You do a stay tuned where he keeps going from radio show to radio show.
Wouldn't that be like Jumanji?
It works.
It's a little, it's kind of got some of that terrible what is it? Looney Tunes. Fucking, Like anything go.
And listen, and he gets and he does get sucked into Dick Tracy for a little bit. He does get sucked into
Space Jam New Legacy.
Space Jam New Legacy.
The Shadow for a little bit. And it all gets kind of confusing. And
right. It can all get jumbled together until eventually you have all these guys all together.
Okay.
Facing off against all these
here's what's cool.
villains.
I feel like everybody would need to explain it.
If you did this now, no one would have any idea what the fuck any of it was.
I wasn't into this. I'm into this now. Now all the villains get together.
Yeah.
And that's where the movie can really be cool. Is you get all the villains from these radio shows where actually the villains were kind of cool. Treat Williams was kind of cool. You get these Timothy Dalton was a great villain in The Rocketeer.
He's dead.
It is crazy that he was James Bond at the time when they made that.
But
it is crazy.
Get all of these super villains to join. Give me the Avengers of the villains.
That's the
They're
thing
all
about
dead?
these radio
Dig 'em
shows.
up!
They killed all these dudes on the radio shows. They weren't like
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
they killed him, and every next week, the next week they were
See,
brought
anytime
back.
I think of like all the villains get together and they form a super band of villains, I just think of that Batman, the
Meanwhile,
movie,
in
the
the
Adam West movie, Batman.
Which is amazing.
It's
The
great when
Legion
you're
of
10,
Doom.
but I don't know if it's
It's
amazing
what
anymore.
you want. But here's the problem. That's what you want. I
Chris,
mean,
this movie is for no one. And that's what I like about it. All right? We're not here to make sequels for anyone.
There's no happy.
We're not here to make
Meal
the studio
Toys.
happy. We're not here to make the fans happy. We're not here to make
It's not what we're here to
VHS
do.
owners happy.
No.
But that's
We're here to
here's
we're happy
the-
for the
but
people that
but
bought
I
this
will say
movie on
this.
Laserdisc.
I've never seen a movie really take on the radio land of the 1930s, except literally the movie Radioland Murders, which, okay, not the greatest George Lucas experiment, but
Yeah, that's not.
But-
don't sell us on that.
but at the same time, that's a cool untapped world that I don't think anybody's really tapped into. And this movie could actually do something if you made it very meta. We did it with the title of our show today, which is my favorite part of this. You know, the Phantom Spotlight. But
Was
like,
good.
I really, truthfully, I think if you
a
did a
plug.
meta thing of this, of the radio world of this
Hit
time
like,
period,
subscribe.
and make it a comic book of the 30s comic book movie, there's something there. There's something there more
I'm
than
with
just,
Ian.
there's got to be something more than just the Phantom story.
I
The
like my
Phantom
idea that he
story-
took and ran with, and now is incomprehensible. No, I'm just kidding.
I just think it works. I don't know. It's anything.
No,
is
it
better-
does work. I like it.
anything
I'm
is
into it.
better than just doing the Phantom story flat out. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
There is no story.
there is no story. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like you got to do something a little bit extra, and I think doing something like that, where it's this movie exploring the idea of what is a superhero to a kid, you know? Because let's be honest, our superheroes for us growing up were probably our dads. That's as close as we can get to a superhero. And not saying our dads were the greatest things on the planet, but at least at one moment, your dad was probably like,
Now
"Oh my
you're
god, he's
shitting on all the dads.
I think I just figured out why
but
Ian.
you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you know,
I-
we know
Happy
now.
Father's Day.
I know who we are now, but you know, when you're 6 years old and you know your dad literally listen, my dad was my superhero because he saved me from watching the man without a face. We went to a movie theater to watch
That was
this,
a good
right?
move.
Okay, but I didn't want to see
like
that.
that
I
movie.
wanted to see Hard Target. So my dad was like, "Me and the boy are gonna go see Hard Target." Pulled me out of a Mel Gibson drama and took me to go see a mulleted arrow, you know, shooting guy. My dad was my superhero that day.
Man, damn.
I prefer Man Without a Face.
Of course you
I
would,
think I
'cause you're-
figured out
'cause
why
you're
our
a sick
worldviews are
man.
so different. I think I
But
figured out
let's
why our
say this,
worldviews
but
are so
let's say
different.
this kid doesn't have a dad. Like literally, the mafia killed his dad.
I've never seen you get so into it.
Yeah, Ian is like, I'm just gonna say, I
because
thought
the
you
Phantom
were
killing the
sucked.
dad.
Hold on, all right, hold on.
The
hold on,
Phantom
hold on.
sucked, but if you get this like respect for like the idea of the superhero and the radio superhero, I don't ever think got its justice.
Yeah.
And I
Ian
think
is-
this would be
It's
the movie to do it.
lame. It's lame, dude.
I'm with you, Ian. I like it. I think it's
Ian is
cool.
drunk off his ass on the 1940s of this. I thought he would be drunk off his ass on the Treat Williams of this, but no, he is like.
I love
he
Treat
is-
Williams. He is the listen.
He
Treat
is
Williams.
fucking high on like fedoras
Williams
and wide brim
is the
hats and
substitute.
shit. Like
I
wood
never-
bridges, like.
I never thought I'd say this, but Chris, are there any in the chat that we should?
Yes, I've been
give
trying to
whatever
get there,
to?
All right, thank you for tuning in and pitching, everyone. I know Ian just.
No, Ian, I am with you, Ian. I like a lot of that. I do.
No,
Genuinely.
it was
effort.
good. I'm
A
teasing.
for
I'm
effort.
teasing. Yeah, A for effort. Gold star for trying, kid. All right, Gold's code with the pitch, so Ian will probably need to cover his ears now. Gold code's pitch: after Mitchell returns home, his father reveals that he is the Phantom. Now Mitchell must use his newfound powers to stop the worldwide threat of a resurgent preps in Phantom Born. Oh, I love it. See, I thought maybe you were going to do an Airborne that goes back in time to where Mitchell like invents the rollerblade or something, like some Back to the Future shit, you know, like, hey kid, I need to borrow your, you know, whatever inline thing.
Mitchell
but I
has
like
a
this.
pet wolf. Oh, great.
The Phantom, he needs to go 90s. He needs to go rollerblading. That's a fucking fact. If you want to bring him into the 90s, he needs some Jinko jeans and some fucking K2 fatties. He needs to soul grind, and he needs to go to the X Games. And I know.
Jinko jeans.
Purple
Yeah.
Jinko jeans, yeah.
Yeah, or a purple flannel, or like a
yeah.
purple flannel that's made
Oh,
out of like a bunch
technically.
of different purple flannels, and then it has like the sweatshirt
He's got
from
a
like
poncho.
a hooded sweatshirt.
He's got a poncho, and he's listening to Spin Doctors on the boombox.
But only if he's still wearing
purple
like,
flannel, yellow boombox.
as long as he's still wearing like the goggles and the bald cap.
Oh, 100%.
That's the only way I'm in it.
Yeah. It's got to be goggles. And the purple flannel needs to be tied around his waist. He can't be
And he
actually
has a
wearing it.
hacky sack.
Yeah, sure, why not? Instead of on a horse, he has a hacky sack.
And in that version,
I gotta tell the hacky sack to tell my yo-yo to fuck.
And in that version, he comes out of a 6 CD player, 6 CD player.
6 changer,
stereo.
yeah.
An
AOA.
An AOA.
Wait a minute.
changer.
His mini disc player is rocking some fucking Outcast, some Busta Rhymes.
And the movie is sponsored by JVC Kaboom Box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, listen to 311's self-titled album on the fucking mini disc Kaboom Box.
God, take it.
And he comes out with a fucking
Beautiful.
a chain necklace with a lock on it. Oh yeah.
And then fucking Ace of Base all over your face. Like, how much 90s can we get? Like,
oh, that she won't.
How much 90s can you get? Instead of Catherine Zeta-Jones, it's Carmen Electra.
Oh, there it is.
Jenny McCarthy tried out for that role.
Oh, Jenny
actually.
McCarthy. Yeah, Jenny McCarthy.
She tried out for that role and lost to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah, she did.
Wow.
I can't remember who else. Someone else of note.
Can't imagine she was that
fame.
great.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, it's tough to, yeah.
So more pitches though. Oscar Toronzo with the pitch. His pitch with Army Hammer as the Phantom. Haha, just kidding. Maybe Channing Tatum. Billy Zane as the Phantom's dad, who appears as a ghost. I like that.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney as Diana. Instead of the ancient skulls, they travel into the future to collect 3 T-800 Terminator skulls. I love this now. Get rid of Sydney Sweeney and I take my money. 3 T-800 Terminator skulls to use a magical ritual to ensure world peace. They have to fight off some billionaires and corrupt world leaders that want the skulls for evil purposes. Mark Zuckerberg has transformed into a cyborg, and Elon Musk is partially a robot with guns for hands.
Yes.
This winter, the Phantom 2026. Oscar, take my money.
yeah.
Wait, you basically want Mega Man?
Yes.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Purple,
Yes,
he is
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
purple
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man if you think about it. It's not that
I mean,
far
technically
off.
that does work better for Mega Man, but yes, I like
The
it.
Phantom X.
Mega Man.
Oh man, he
Mega
gets
Man.
upgrade. Yeah, the Phantom X evil gets an upgrade.
Listen,
Oh,
I will say this:
It works.
1990s Nintendo, they sold you on the game with whatever that poster was for that cartridge. But man, when you put it in, that was not the game you were promised.
No,
yeah, it wasn't
true.
like 80s Nintendo. They were honest, and then the 90s, it was like they were full of shit again. But to the schlock point of earlier, Gold's Code in the chat saying every episode of VCR Redux is schlock, which is true. I think you do need to crank the schlock knob on this, though, especially if you get together all those guys, Dick Tracy and Al Pacino and Madonna and Jennifer, like make it fucking ridiculous, or get like
do that or go home. Like if you're gonna do
100%, if you're
you're
gonna
gonna
do it,
spend millions of dollars to do something, spend another $5 million to make it exactly what it should be.
100%.
MC Hammer could have used an accountant like you back in the day, though. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, but like I said, I mean I really do. Like we said earlier, I think that's why the Phantom didn't work. They didn't sell us the movie they actually wanted to make.
Again, it's aggressively fine. All of it. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, for a Roger Corman movie, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Why do you do this? You open up a fucking can of fucking worms, and I have to address it.
Yeah.
Now I'm realizing that like Alan Quartermain joints are a little bit better than this.
Yeah.
And it's it's not Corman, but it's Golan Globus, and that's even
I'll
better in
take
my
Richard
opinion.
Chamberlain and Elvira. Sure,
And Sharon
let's do
Stone,
it.
yeah,
Mm.
fucking A right, yeah. Pre
But at
Total
least
Recall.
they give us what we wanted out of that title of that movie. They give us Alan Quatermain. I mean, the Phantom just didn't. I think it was literally
So did the League of
it
Gentlemen
was
too,
either 5 minutes. It was
Yeah.
5 minutes too late or 5 minutes too early.
which was
It
better.
just the timing was not right
Technically, yeah.
to
Yeah.
do the Phantom, especially
Well.
like what are you competing against Titanic the next year? Like,
Well,
like,
this role did nab Billy Zane his spot in Titanic, so
is that really?
that's true. Yeah, James Cameron was a fan of his performance in this, so
Fascinating. Well, good
it's
for him.
amazing. It's amazing how these
Yeah.
things
He
come
loved those
together.
40s. Like I think he was like you, Ian. He loved the 40s radio
I-
shows.
I think
Ian
all
Cameron.
directors at this time, I think all directors were just obsessed with going back to the 20s, 30s, 40s, like
I will say, I have to say this though. I give the Phantom credit for being like kind of like the Smash Mouth of movies in the sense that like, hear me out, hear me out.
All-star?
Sometimes you say poetry, and I don't even need the explanation. I don't need the rest of it. I get it from what you just said.
I think you do. I believe
I
you
like the
do. So
Smash
hear me out for those in the cheap seats. In the 90s, the other thing people did to copy Batman was like, it's dark, it's got to be dark. It was dark, so ours is dark. The Shadow, it's dark. In the title, it's dark. And Dick Tracy is going to be kind of dark. And Dark City and Johnny Mnemonic. Even the sci-fi movies were dark. It was just like, it was a dark, drab time. And
Yeah.
someone had to dip a toe out of that pool. And the Phantom did say, like, we're going to be bright and colorful. And we're going to have like the whimsy. We're gonna try and have the whimsy of an old Superman movie or whatever. We're gonna try and not be like so fucking dark and broody and moody and like he's tortured and he's scarred inside. Like no, he was like whimsical and fucking light
He
on
was
his
a
feet
rich
and
boy.
cracking jokes and
he has absolutely no characteristics in this movie. Like he's just really he's just kind of charming.
I think that's just Billy Zane.
Yeah. He is handsome.
Just Billy
He's
Zane.
handsome as fuck. He looks
He's
great.
handsome enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So another picture in the chat though, Rand, our favorite Canadian. My picture is part 2, set in 1976, and the villain is from a Russian pirate spy named the Gold Hand, played by Steven Seagal. And the premise is basically Black Sunday, and that's how you get Flash Gordon. And Flash Gordon will be played by young Brad Pitt. So I'm surprised that Whiskey, you have a little competition. You're not the only one pitching Seagal in the chat. But why
like
have
this.
just one when you can have two? So Whiskey's pitch. The Phantom is back, and this time he must thwart a notorious trafficker who's hell-bent on finding magical shoe insoles that will give him the ability to fight without being seated. Steven Seagal co-stars in The Phantom Odor. Oh, I love it.
That's not any more ridiculous than the plot line we get in this actual movie. It's really not.
Michael Ricci saying Phantom and Rocketeer. That's it. That's the ticket.
Listen,
That's my pitch.
It would.
I'm with you. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's a good buddy cop movie. I would watch that for sure.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh my god! Actually, have you seen the for the Mandalorian and Grogu or whatever Grogu? Like they're basically doing kind of team up, like 1940s team up style in their marketing campaign. The Phantom versus the Rocketeer, like they're enemies at first, but then they become friends.
Oh,
that could have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After rewatching this movie, I'm sitting there going like, the Phantom, like it's implied that he's going to marry Christy Swanson, but I'm sitting there going like, man, you should just say like kick rocks and go with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Maybe he does. We don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a sequel where all three
sequel,
of them were set to return.
In my
Insane.
sequel, he tells her kick rocks. I've been living in the jungle with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
The three of them in a sequel.
And he has a
together
baby
is
with Catherine Zeta-Jones, and that's the new fucking Phantom.
I think they should be a thruple. And I'd watch that movie.
It's called Phantom Joe with Ben Affleck.
2026. He was the bomb in Phantom.
Phantoms,
Phantom Joe.
Yeah, well, I will say I am glad we didn't get the 2003 20th Century Fox Phantom a la Daredevil style. Something with Bennifer, Jennifer,
Honestly, like for a comic book, you may
Matt
get
Damon
this,
as the
but
Phantom?
for me,
I'd buy it.
For me,
Sure.
like the Phantom, like I went into the Phantom and I thought to myself, like, this would so be better if it was a Spectre movie. And that's like, the hardcore, like, comic book. I love the Spectre, and his backstory and everything like that would have been great.
You know what's interesting about just piggybacking off that a little bit, Mickey. What's interesting about these properties is that unlike your Marvel, your DC, your every other kind of comic book, whatever thing, this shit's not sacred. You could do anything you want with this, and if it's good, no one's gonna care. You're not gonna have the internet up in arms
That's
because
true.
they change
They
somebody's
don't know.
race
They
or
don't know the
gender or
backstory,
whatever.
yeah.
They don't give a shit about these people at all. Maybe Dick Tracy has to wear yellow, and that's all you really get out of it. Other than that, no one fucking cares about any of
You
this.
change the suit to be green. There'd be that one guy.
Yeah, there'd be that one asshole that was like, "There's a yellow suit."
Actually, you guys just don't understand.
Other than that, though, nobody would give a shit about any of these characters, their backstories, or any of that. You could kind of have a
Dick
field
Tracy
day
was
with
basically Paddington Bear.
So in the spirit of that, I
The
want
man- the Curious George guy.
exactly, yeah. I
Curious
want
George,
I want like
yeah.
a buddy cop with like the Phantom and like Mac Tonight, the Moon Man from the early '90s McDonald's. To get back to
Fuck
the
off.
What?
to get
That's
back to
great.
the McDonald's shit, yeah.
That's
The
right.
Max
That's
Headroom
deep.
Moon Man. Well,
Man.
I had to bring it
So
back to
better.
Mickey D's.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for a fucking McDouble with no cheese and a
Ooh, that
4-piece
sounds
nugget.
good.
That does
I
sound
gotta
good.
say, that does sound
I might
pretty
just
good.
All
go
right,
to
forget the
McDonald's.
Phantom. We're all going to McDonald's.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
good
time. Yeah,
McDonald's.
so we're out of here. Yeah.
Did we do it?
I-
I think we did it.
I was already
you know.
saying he's reminiscent of Grimace. He's Grimace.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Speaking
will
of
say, I would love, just throwing out there an old man Phantom, because we clearly saw that his dad stayed in the game too long. It would be funny to see Billy
Yeah.
Zane in a
Logan?
big gray
You
wig.
wanna do
Yeah,
Logan with Phantom?
Yeah. Just like bring him back. I
Oh
won't
my
do it
God! And
without
does
Zane.
Marlon Brando kind of?
Yes,
thing?
the Marlon. Yeah, have him playing Brando as the Phantom.
Playing the
That's the
Phantom?
kind of
I'm
schlock. Now
in
you're
for
talking
that.
about some schlock for me.
That's
yes,
good
like,
stuff.
and he's like that, the fucking Centauri guy from Last Starfight. He's got the wisdom, to embark on a younger Phantom or something.
Yeah, listen. This sounds dumb, but give me Timothy Chalamet or Tom Holland as a teenage kind of. I know they had their.
I was a teenage Phantom.
I was a teenage Phantom.
I would
Sure.
only be
That's such a-
interested in that if it was
regardless. You'd get a
no,
crowd.
only if it was a true life. I was a teenage Phantom. It was presented, so that I would watch.
Okay,
It's like
there's
on a
but
double
that
bill
ties
with-
listen, that ties to my pitch. That's the one listening to the radio. He's a teenager. His dad gets, killed, and then now he's the Phantom. It works. He gets sucked in. He's the new Phantom.
No, he's
It's on a
Crazy.
double. It's on a double bill with my postman's The Shadow.
works.
True lives.
Yeah, it does
True
work.
life. I am the Phantom.
It's
Invisible
called
Mom.
Phantom, Joe.
MTV.
I don't know what any of this
MTV
means.
would have made.
The best part is,
you could
as
bring
far as I
MTV
can tell,
back.
it
You could
it
bring
doesn't
MTV
mean
back.
anything. He doesn't have any powers or get to do anything. Like, he just has two guns. I don't think
The
other than that,
dude
he just gets to wear the suit,
literally,
right?
like I said, it's the poorest version of Batman that you could ever do. The guy's got no superpowers, whatever the case may be. He gets stabbed, and he's fine, whatever the case may be. But he's got guns.
I love Mickey's recaps.
It's just like the worst. It's the
Like the
worst.
guy's poor. He's like Batman, but he's not. He's
Yeah.
before
Well,
Batman.
he is. He's a rich boy. You find out he's a rich boy. He's walking around with fucking
Begrudgingly describing
sapphires,
shit.
rubies. Gives a New York cab driver, here's some rubies, here's some like sapphires, whatever the case may be. And this guy is like a New York cab driver is going to say like, I'm going to get this appraised. So
Right.
like, it's like literally.
I think I know what they were going for there.
a
but
New
it
York
did not-
cab
it did
driver,
not
a real New
fucking
York
work.
New York cab driver, realistically would have beat his
Would
ass.
have thrown those right in his fucking face and been like, yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
the legacy of the Phantom is this is the movie a substitute teacher played in 1996, right before school got out.
This
That's
is
the
what we
legacy of
watched.
the
This is what we watched instead of recess for,
Yes.
for 25
Well,
minutes
You
because it
gotta
was raining
appreciate it for
outside.
what it is.
It was harmless. It was harmless. It was PG. It was very PG.
Yeah. We watched 25 minutes of this while it was raining and we couldn't go out to recess in the fourth grade. Yeah, that's what that was.
But I will give it credit where credit is due.
Give it some flowers, Mickey.
It was only an hour and 40 minutes. God bless.
This movie was cut.
I missed movies that are only an hour and 40.
Yeah,
I'm
Chris,
in and
you're
out.
right. This movie was
Unlike-
cut to shit. The pacing is
Yeah.
insane.
He's not wrong
Unlike-
though. Like literally, when you sit through these 3-hour Marvel movies, to get a nice little hour and 20-minute movie, it's like, oh, okay.
That's true.
Unlike
That's
this
good.
episode of VCR Redux, the Phantom was cut like it was double parked. Like they could not wait to get out of this. Like there are scenes where there are exchanges between actors and there is no breath in between lines of dialogue. Like literally is like I'm speaking now, you're speaking,
Yo,
as if it was
Get
one
your
line.
shit out now. That's a wrap.
Yeah,
B.
get
Get
the
it out
fuck
now.
out. Give me a couple extra screenings a day, and this,
Even the
you know,
effects, even the explosions and shit, like a bridge will explode.
They don't even
and
let
then
them sizzle.
They don't even let it. Yeah, they don't even let it fully explode. It
They
just
don't
cuts
do
them to make-
double impacts. They do one impact.
They don't
That's
do
how-
double. They don't do double takes. It's just one. It's one take, and we move
Yeah.
on.
They don't do double anything in this, but double impact. There's a joint we need to smoke soon.
Oh, God.
All right, Michael Ricci in the chat saying tuck this one into the purple sheets and put it to bed. I think he's probably correct. We went full Grimace. We went full McDonald's Playland. We went full 1940s Justice League or something. So I think we've done it all, short of Hawaiian style or taking it on ice or the Nick Cage, Phantom Noir pitch.
Oh.
Fuck.
Fuck!
Can't wait.
10 more minutes,
Can't wait
guys.
for
No.
that.
10 more minutes.
Can't wait for that.
No, I think
Me
we,
too. I'm with you on that one.
I think we Seagulled this one. Whiskey 4 with a disclaimer that the views expressed in the chat are not those of Fandom, Spotlight, VCR Redux, Billy Zane, Billy Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, Christy Swanson, Swanson Foods, Steven Seagal's Gout Doctor, or the 1984 Miami
Swanson's
Dolphins.
food.
So,
Steven
Swanson's
Seagal's
frozen
gout dog.
food? That brings me to 90s nostalgia. I like that.
hey, if we reference the 1984 Dolphins, it can't be all bad. So, it is time for me to say, of course,
For them, it
I kn-
was.
well.
For them, it ended bad.
All right, that's fair. Well, I guess it's time for me to say that if you came here for the Klinkster, you definitely want to check out his latest B-movie challenge on the greatest talking horse movie to ever be nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award, the Bobcat Goldthwait joint, affectionately known as Hot to Trot. You sick man.
Wow, that's
Great
awesome.
film.
Man.
That's a
Best
good
talking horse movie
dude
ever.
talking to a horse that I'll watch, and that's a
Of
Phantom.
course.
Is there good horse acting in that?
Oh yeah, by Don the Horse. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that then. I like that.
Don the Horse. All right, well, I guess it's also time for me to remind you, Fandom fans, to tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we salute Oh Captain, My Captain for our Dead Poets Society episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.